This I am showing you from the Hazara Pioneers Library's collection related to the Hazaras. This has been the fate for the last century, 19th century's end, 20th century, and now 21st century. War and migration. It's not this episode after episode is war and migration, but this entire pain the damage, the violence, the destruction, the dismantling and disfragmentation, all these things are the consequence of war and migration that a lot of nations today are suffering in the Middle East. But in Central Asia, the fate of the Hazaras have been war and migration since the end of 19th century. Now, I'm making that point because from the Grandmaster Bedil, I have this to present for you. Hopefully Bakul will explain it to the Nosugo, that what does it mean. Ne manzile muayyan ne jade mabirhan ne manzile muayyan. If you're passing through war and migration, then how can you have a definite destiny where to settle? Ne manzile muayyan ne jade mabirhan umriste chunma sal bimuddaravani umriste chunma sal bimuddaravani darda ke johare chash az fahme mane hamma darda ke johare chash az fahme mane hamma na mahrame zamini har chand asmani na mahrame zamini na mahrame zamini har chand asmani. The pain of the war and migration that a nation sustains throughout history, if it is not passed on from generation to generation, the pain will be forgotten and the gain will be forgotten. So no gain, no pain, no gain. The pain is there, but where is the gain? That's the question from the generation X, loaded with information, but most of it irrelevant to themselves, because the material is not available about you. Who are you? To all the Hazara communities around the world, welcome to chapter 30 of A Vizier's Daughter, a tale of the Hazara War in 1891 to 93. In the periphery of war, what happens to the society? A locked up society in the geographic prison of the Hazara lands. Most of it, 6 months of winter was the Hazaras had to flee to the city, to Kabul, to just do anything but get away from the lockup of nature. 6 feet deep snowfalls in the Hazara lands, in the Hindu Kush mountains, in the Kohi Baba. And these are connecting with Himalayas. And so many rivers that flow through it, and the rivers of blood also flows when there is war. And we are talking about the time, the end of 19th century, which nobody should be able to forget. Capture the little moments where you can reconnect. And I hope Bakul and Achul will very much help you in reconnecting with your story, your own history. This is called VIZIER'S. ملاقاتی داستان هایش چی رقم ملاقاتی بزی داستان شما میبینین Tawassudi Gul Begum, the prodigy of this tale. As weeks and months succeeded one another, visitors occasionally broke the monotony of the dull routine of daily life in the chief secretary's house. Routine boring. Nobody coming, nobody going. But sometimes, ملاقاتيا كي ممادن كم فرق مكد أوزاج كم يمنش energy مماد. Gul Begum's mother was attached to a household close by. Madari Gul Begum, the khane gamsaya unj kar makat, and being an elderly woman, was often sent out on certain messages. Qasidim makat itraf boru paygam birsan unj boru. More readily executed by her than by a man. وده قاصدو ده كاري قاصدي ديك از مرتكم تيزبط زد مرف زد ممد كده مزوانا بروم برومنا. So she dropped in every now and then to see her daughter and niece, generally staying for a meal more luxurious than that to which she had now had to accustom herself. الدزو خانه هو قمنان نيه ديك خاني chief secretary كماي پیش دختر خلاص یک چرتو نان پیدا مشه. And not infrequently were basa awqat carrying off with her material for a new peran. جايك بيران قد خد بدا مرا خدا في دختر خدا النقاء كان بالله يبورد شنو خوب كار كان من جخوا وشيم. Upper portion of a woman's dress is peran, or a shawl, or perhaps a cap or shoes, something. Once, on a never to be forgotten occasion, یک یادگار لحظه آمد دمنیزی visitor را که یاد چم نرا. Ghulam Hussain had made his way disguised as a water carrier. بس يدك ساقي خود خرم تربيت كذا أو سودانا. To the house where he had formerly been received as a guest. يانو مو خانه بود أول داستان کی بحثی وزیر اعظم داد. This is that house. که نفر خیلی گوش کرد و فقط نوشته کرد دیدی. زیاد حرف نمیزد. This is the house. He had been here before. Things had quieted down somewhat. Jang kam qoy budak, and driven by love for his child, dilj tang mushad bari awladchi, and had ventured nearer and nearer to Kabul. Stay paida kada malum kada mitat Kabul ki na raga bandi burda Kabul burda. Hoping to hear something that would give him some clue as to her whereabouts. Long had he waited before so insignificant an applicant was admitted into the presence of the busy official. Aliyag Saqir Duseiku, Al Saudana the Wazar, which tore by a chief secretary chiz malaqat mekhaytu. Khayli waqt grift magar rasan khodra. But in spite of the disguise, harchi ki khod khod pet kedat, the chief secretary knew him at once. And when he had got rid of his other visitors, the two men conversed far into the night. Would your country have lost or gained had you followed my advice? The official had asked. Ghulam Hussain? تو که اولم دادی پیش ما گفتم اینی قرار کنو اگر تو قبض مرگوش ما که ده فایده بودی حال که تباه و برباد شده. We should have gained. ده فایده ما بودیم. تز ما یکو چیز یقینا حاصل ما کدیم ما و حاصل کدیم. The Hazara replied. Gained in position. ما صاحبی اختیار ما بودیم. اگر قبل جناب رو گوش مقدم. And wealth, ثروتم یقینا صاحب شیم شدیم. And gained in dishonor. و ده بیزتیم خوب صاحب بیزتیم شدیم. اینی چیزا ده حساب ما مرسی اگر ما کبتر گوش مقدم. ثروت و پوزیشن و مقام و بیزتی. Fearful as the devastation of the whole country is, terrible as the losses I have myself sustained, I would rather it were so. قوم ملت ما تتبارك شد خود ما زیری چیز دیست نشستم ما چیز ما دیست ما نرفت چیز فنا نشد زندگی ما برباد شد مگر باز ما دم زقانه ایم که این مرخم ما رفتیم که مو دزوری کس سرختانه نی. Then that we had been proved cowardly and slaves. ونتیجه شی خلقنده دنیا غلام و بزدل نام میگفتی اگر ما گبستر گوش مکدم. Many of you are slaves. اکثریت شمال غلام شده نمترم بندین. Men as well as women and children. از وشتکو گرفت تامرتیکو خاتنورا. غلامی خود تقدیر شما یا علی. The chief secretary replied. ابی ترنیه برکاول سلکو. Their bodies may be slaves. بدن از قید کردی تو. Slaves to a force more powerful than they could withstand. از زور زیاد بلش زور میری. بس بدن از قید نی جسمانی قید جسمانی من دزیبرا. غلام Hussain had answered proudly, but their hearts are not enslaved. Ruh azada. Sabuk, relax. My mother had many strange sayings. Khuda biamurz madarim. Chizai ma guft bare ma. Those who submit by force are only half conquered. Maunai ki توسط زور کسی بلیش مسلط شنا اونا فقط نسبه غلامه. We may be free again someday. You are a generous man. سخیب و دیارت Mr. Chief Secretary بسیار زدار آدم معلوم مشی. What do you advise? How does the Amir regard us now? For the moment you have forgotten. فعلا Amir دواريش مويش فكر ندرة. The official said quietly, remain forgotten yet a while. In مرقم كس دواريش تو پرسان نانا توم نامعلوم باشن مرقم. To force yourself on the Amir's notice would only be to forge fresh chains. اگر او تر معلوم کرد باز بند مشی باز مصیبت مایا خب کش بدی. In time other troubles will put this rebellion of yours into the background. وقتیر مشا ی بغاوت مزیاد چی ازیاد از نامورا. And if you respond when he calls to you for help و اوضاع بسیار خرابه در کابل در دیگه طرف هم خیلی اوضاع خرابه جنگی طرف هم است و طرف هم است مو فعلا فراموش کردی تو را امیر از یاد رفته اگر وقتی مصیبت ما امکان داره میگنم که مصیبت هم دنیا است اگر برای کمک خواست تو آمدی کمک کردی قدشی your folly may be wiped out امی گناهی تو بخشیده میشه امی حماقتی که تو کردی our folly حماقت. The Vizier murmured, is that how my countrymen's gallant fight for freedom is to be viewed? می جوانایی که در جان داره در جنگ با عزت موت را قبول کرده اینار تو حماقت مگی؟ Can you offer us no hope? هیچ امیدی نیست تو؟ Hope? What hope? چیز امید. The only hope I have, the hope of a grant of freedom for my tribe. یک فقط یک demand, یک تقاضا. آزادی. آزاد جیون کا حق. Or at least for my family. I have lost everything. The exile bowed his head and only with a great effort restrained himself from tears. بس همی قصد گفت که ما همه چیز از دست دادم بس فقط آزادی خر پس میخوایم. The chief secretary was deeply moved. متاثر شد خیلی. He too had lost. خود از دست دادم مفهمه که از دست دادن چی معنا داره. He could sympathize. Come. I can comfort you a little at any rate, he said. It is night now, shawam shuda, and you can come inside. The women are all in their rooms. I will send someone to you who may make life seem more bearable. They went downstairs through a long dark passage and even through a porter's lodge, or cupboard as it might more appropriately have been called, and thence through the square round which the harem was built. Now a sound broke on the stillness of the summer night, save the footfall of the two men as they passed along the flags that were laid along the edge near the house to form a path in wet weather. As بين الجندة كراء جور كذا مثل الريد دون فرد السكوت شاب دي فقط صداي بايم دون فرمايا. As they went up the 4 or 5 steps that led to one of the entrances, the rustle of women's clothes were distinctively audible, and the master of the house paused to satisfy himself as to what it was. Apparently it was all right, for they entered the long, narrow room, the floor of which was covered with quilted felt of the most brilliant crimson. And at the far end was a couch with pillows and a quilt all laid out for the night. This is where I am sleeping just now. He said, addressing his guest, stay here and I will send someone to prepare a bed for you. I may return later. Oh, there, he called below his breath when he had closed the door, leaving his guest inside, and Gulbegum, ever watchful, ever ready, stood before him. What? Because a traveler, a musafira, the Mehman Khana, a Hazara, has come, and I have offered him hospitality for the night. He is in my room. I wish you to go and see that he has everything that he can require. If he's hungry, take him food. If he's thirsty, you know where to find syrups and sharbats. You may have seen the man before. You may be a friend. If so, let no exclamation escape you. He has come here in disguise. And in the greatest secrecy. And if discovered, he might be captured. No mention of his visit is to be made to the slaves. Not even to your cousins. Certainly not to your mother. You understand? She put her hand on her heart, as if to still its throbbing. Her pulse beats faster, her breathing quickened. Even in the dim light of the stars, her master could see her heightened color. Damzu nuri sitaraha, dmibinek rangazi tagir kat. Agha, she asked, is it my father? And without waiting for a reply, she knelt and touched his feet with her forehead. Then rose and went to meet the man whom she believed she loved best on earth. What passed between them, none knew. خدا خبر که چی با هم داستان گفتن. But next morning the exile wore a more tranquil expression. او بیگانه که امشب آمده بود میمون کمان تر راحت معلوم میشه، آرامیش پیدا کرد کم. His beloved child was in safe hands. He was much comforted, but he was warned not to attempt to see her again. Not for some months at any rate. But he went away satisfied, thankful, relieved. He felt that he could live without seeing her for a long time now. عالي مطمئن جدا كده جاي تو حالة خوبة ما عرفت من هنا. One cold raw day, he would yak visitor, huh? One cold raw day when Gulbegum was helping her master to find some private documents that was missing. All the office secretary the کاغذها یک دونه کاغذ گم شده. دنیا آرتا و بالکه پیدا نمیشه کاغذ گذشت. خیلی important secret document. The old porter poked his nose into the room where the search was being made. Darwan daramad. Agha, he cried, there is a troop of gypsies with a dancing bear and some monkeys outside. And they ask if they may have the honor of performing before you. چون خانه بدوش اینجا ورده یک شادی ورده و خرس ورده میخواه که تفریح بده شما را. اجازه هست صاحب؟ Here it is, cried Gulbegum at that moment. See, I found it. Surely this is the one. انا صاحب پیدا کردم. کاغذ پیدا میشه او وقت. Yes, so it is. That's well. خیلی خوب شد والا. I'm very much relieved. I feared I might have dropped it between the court and the house. گفتم یه بیرون یه جایی از دستم پریده. خدا دامان مر نگاه کنه خیال خیر از منیه. It would have been most serious. The old man repeated his question. باز دربان میگه. Will you please see the gypsies آقا؟ اجازه است که بیان داخل می خانه بدوشا. Gypsies? What do I want with gypsies? Send them away at once. گم کرنگ از نره. Oh آقا, do let us see the dancing bears and monkeys. Gulbegum pleaded. Bibi Aisha so delights in them. و رزگه کرنه نمیشه میگیره که خیلی خوش میشه. بلکی باید. Her master looked at her. She was little more than a child herself. This girl who pleaded with him for his own beloved child. She had found his paper too. And he was pleased. The man can't enter the enclosure. Of course, but if there is a woman among them who can be trusted to bring the animals, she may come in with them. The doorkeeper returned to the entrance gate jubilant. Here, can that old hag take in the animals? He asked. If she can, she will be admitted. But remember, half of the bakshish comes to me. I had hard work persuading Agha and had to use all my resources to my share is well earned. Deal? If only the woman is to go in, there won't be much bakshish given. Said the man, you must satisfy yourself with a third. 1/3 for the old woman, 1 for the keep of animals, and 1 for you. Come, that's fair. Quite fair. The doorkeeper said, grinning, but it won't suit me. But as much as you can go on your way. I am not particularly interested. And he shut the door in their faces. But presently there was a knock. Tak, 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 tak. As indeed he knew there would be. The term was soon agreed upon, and then the woman marched in, leading the monkeys by a rope. In a moment, Gulbegum had recognized old Mariam, and she shrugged as she met her eyes. باز دل لرزید در جان خو کی واسمو مریم پیر باز جان خو رسند اینجی جیپسی خانه بدوش. Ha ha, my fine beauty, the old fortune teller cried out. I did not forget you, as you thought I would. I dare say, I've come to see how you're getting on. And whether you have not long since regretted your cruelty to old Mariam. Don't vex yourself, child. You cross my hand with silver, and you will see I'll have something better to tell you this time. فقط چند سکه يترف كتب أزماتري خب جوايشم مقام. Oh, I owe you no grudge. دل ما است ما إيش قصدي قصيش نقدر دل مصافحة. نارزنيم. Poor dear, why should I? You tried to turn me out, and you have been punished. جزاي خرم ديدي. I am more than satisfied. Nay, I would undo if I could. باور کو اگر ما دیدی سمبوت خلاصم مقدم زنجي. Let me now prophesy for you a favor in your master's eye. آقایت خیلی خوش است و a happy marriage. زندگی خوبه دیگه. And a son. به 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 به. Gulbegum blushed. از شرم خود جمع کرد فرار. Nothing could have been more disastrous to her. یہ خوش خبره. Here was rather a peculiar position in the household, one generally given to some old servant or member of the master's own family. So far, no remarks had been passed on it by the other woman, and here had this wretched old hag come putting all sorts of upsetting false notions into their heads. باز تبا کردی تو مارچی که اینجا جای خرجور کرده بودم هم یک کار همینجا یک نفر غیب شد همینجا فوت کرد همون جای همون ما که همینجا همینطور نامعلوم کار پیش برده رئیستم کم این نمیله بعضی مریم پیر پیدا شد بعضی د گوشتی خاطر و بعض چیز بندازه یک فیصد دیگر بندازه. This is the old fortune teller I told you about. Shireen whispered to the others. بعضی خد داستان خوشی نماد مگه نگفتمش یعنی اونمویا یعنی اونو مریم که داستانش ما بهش گفتم. She never makes a mistake. همیشه راست میگه. Offer her something and she will tell you what your future is to be. میگه اون چیز خدمتش پیش کو باز بخت رو واز نبرد. The small possessions of all the party were ransacked. چوری بود که انگشتری بود که دیگه چیز د سرش بود که د پایش بود تمام رو بالکت داد دیره. Fortune teller. She began looking at their hands. First one and then the other. Now, Mariam, tell me something good, Shireen said when it came to her turn. I want money and the best husband in the world. One who won't want to make me work. که مرد کار توش نکنه پیسه زیاد باشه بهترین شوهر جهان که مرد کار نگه خلاصه. I care nothing as to his nationality. از کدام مردم هیچ دغمش نیم فقط نمیده پولدار باشه بس مرد کار نگه. I only want quiet and peace. قراری آرامیش ده کار از مایه که من عیش کنم یک چند روز. Long did Mariam gaze at the extended palm. Ali خوب سلمانه مریم پیر. You are young, جوان هستی she said, you can afford to wait. Intizar mitani, and you must wait. Wa intizar bayat kani to. Fortune does not come to you easily. Doutrasani namaya. Only after many years. Bada salah. There is exile. And there are prisons and slavery. Bandikhanaya. Amir kashidini. And a life of obscurity in your hand. Then there comes a change. Badazi taghir maya. Your whole nation recovers. Tamam qawm tapassar jay payqbal masha. Or rather the branch to which you belong. Amo qabile is khud kam az kam passar jay bal masha. And you return to your old home and to your old position for a time. But then you wed. Badazu arsinitu. And wed happily. And let me see, 1, 2, 3 children, and 2 of them sons. There now, Gulbegum, what better could you wish than that? Come, let me see that hand of yours again. Faryad man Gulbegum ramgadbiatu, ki this is suram taqunma. But Gulbegum ran away up the stairs and on the roof. Bale bambal. Her companions were too excited to let her off, however. All of them had been promised something worth having, but so far Shireen was the luckiest. You must come down, Gulbegum, she said. Good gracious, the girl retorted crossly. What do you want with me? I want none of Maryam's fortunes. I want no husband. Janmi laki, talib na me khayim, husband na me khayim, shawar na me khayim, bas. But they surrounded her and seized her. Griftanish mazbut. Charpan nafri. Some half dozen of them, and in no gentle fashion either. The girl called out, "You're hurting me! Let me go! I won't see Maryam. I hate the wretch." Hush, Sardaro called up. Be quiet. Are you mad, Gulbegum? Agha is in the house and will hear you. What will he think of you? Then tell these girls to let me be, she shouted again. Sardaro rushed up. Take that and that and that, you bold bad girl. She hissed below her breath, hitting her first on one side of the head and then on the other, and finally kicking her all over as she lay prostrate on the ground, held down by the companions. Shireen had slipped downstairs and was bringing up old Maryam. She was very inquisitive as to her cousin's future. And most anxious to hear what the old woman had to say. "Be off, old hag!" Gulbegum shouted when she saw her head appear in the doorway. "Be off, miserable liar, or I will throw you off this roof. Down to the courtyard below. Don't dare to come near me. Nazdik mai." "That's right," grinned the old woman. "Hold her down, girls. Hold her down." She was furious and determined to get the better of her old enemy. "Now utter one sound. Sardaro said, "and I'll choke you." And as she spoke, she put her 2 hands around the girl's neck. It had struck her all of a sudden that what old Maryam had suggested might indeed come to pass. That the Vizier's daughter, though a slave at the moment, might find favor in the eyes of the master on whom she waited so faithfully, and that she, with the others, might suddenly find themselves Gulbegum's servants. The idea was very displeasing to the elder woman and prompted her to be more violent than as her wont with those under her. Ali por خرم میگره. سوایروز خو یک دفعه اگری بسیار د چشمی بادار صاحب چیف سکرتری خیلی شیرینه دیگه اگر یک روز سوایروز بریز مو صاحب جور شد یک رقم خو امروز بلکه ما ای پر هازی بگیرم که از چطورست پیش ما تو بالماری. In the meantime, the other girls were arranging themselves so as best to keep their companion pinned down to the roof. خب همینطور چمرستو مضبوط گرفته از دست پایزی شور نخرد جایخ. Where she was practically beyond earshots of their master so long as he remained in his room at the other side of the house. Chief Secretary صاحب کسته او خانش دو سرید اولی سرصدای نمیشنوه اگر بیرون نیه. A good deal of force and an occasional downward pressure of Sardaro's thumb on the girl's throat at length obliged her to open her hand. And Maryam gloated over it, chuckling to herself as she read. You are married, I see. She said, no change for you with your master, than as the gossips seem to think. And you will hear more of this husband of yours. Too, my dear, sweet, tender massages are coming to you. Ha, 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 ha. He's a tender husband. I told you before you would be a prisoner. A slave. Now I tell you there are worse things than that in store for you. A shot. Good gracious, you have killed her. Shireen interrupted suddenly. My God, she is dead. Overpowered, beaten, kicked, half suffocated, the girl had fainted. Gulbegum behush shuda. This was the story of two visitors. And the story comes to chapter 30. Like Gulbegum, like the Hazara. For ages, there is no destiny, there is no ground that you can see is yours. And since this end of 19th century disaster of the Hazara war, there seems to be no recovery so far as we, in the beginning of 21st century, we are seeing the troubles continue. The killing continues. The disaster continues. It is not only political disaster, lack of leadership, lack of direction, and a narrative, but also socially. Go find any aspect of society. Go to the families. Go to the relationship between people in the families. How the families have been torn in the violence in the beginning of 21st century. How many people of you have freshly fled and you consider yourself in exile? That is the story of war and migration that continues today, and the pain is repeated. Why? That's the question that the Bakul and the Achul, who are having lots of stories to tell you, might tell you, and it is up to you to carry the legacy or the cultural heritage that automatically belongs to you, because that is your own story. And with that statement, I would like to narrate this Nowroz Zawar, the warrior in the garden. What is the code of conduct for that warrior? A society, یک مردمی، یک قومی که separates its scholars، اهل فکر خوره با اهل زور یا رزماور خوره، جنگجوی خوره قد قلمکار خوره، علمدار خوره قد قلمکار جدا کد، میده کد دو separate character شد، یک نشد و دیگه او یک نمشه هیچ وقت. چرا؟ که then those people, their thinking will be done by cowards. Their speaking, their writing, their mind become coward. without any courage. And the fighting, fighting, lazim shnabora, those will be done by fools. And fools fight to death. It will go on exploding itself and will continue fighting. That is probably a sign for those who think that the Hazara pioneers are a warrior people, a warrior spirit. What happened to that spirit if the pioneers are dismantled out of service in the beginning of 20th century, and then the Quetta city is built by the hard work and diligence and integrity and honesty and truthfulness and clarity and confidence and compassion of the Hazara pioneers, who once they leave the service, they still carry the spirit and the discipline of service into fire brigade, Quetta, mines around in Balochistan, and personal private businesses, official work, secretariat, government job, armed services. This is how the pioneers built Quetta after the disaster that fell after the end of the Hazara war in 1893. My dear Nowroz Zawars, what do you think about this warrior and scholar? How can these two stand back to back? With that creative question, as the creative act of intelligence, we leave that question to you, creative people, and catch up in chapter 31. Thank you, Atai.